Today on our 2016 Chevrolet Silverado 2500, we're going to be installing Demco's Hijacker Premier Series above bed base rails.
This over-the-bed rail kit is going to allow you to install a fifth wheel in the back of your truck bed. It works great with the Demco Auto Slide, which we're using here today. The rails themselves are going to be made of a heavy-duty steel with a black powder coat finish to help it resistant against the elements, so you don't have to worry about rust. It comes with all the hardware you need to get it installed. There is some drilling required in your truck bed, but you don't have to do any drilling into your frame. The brackets are custom fit for your vehicle. Let's show you how to do that now.
We'll begin our installation above the rear wheels. We're on our driver's side. We're going to install our side brackets. You'll see that they're labeled with a sticker, and we want to place them with the bent ears on top on the outside of the frame rail. The ears will go over the top. You'll then need to push it up and line up the holes with the holes in the frame. Once you've got those lined up, we're going to use the longer metric bolts that come in the kit. We're going to place on a lock washer followed by a flat washer. We'll then thread those bolts into the weld nuts in our frame. And we'll be using these lower holes. These upper ones here we won't be using. There'll be a total of 4 bolts on each side. We're going to do the other side just like this side. We're not going to fully install them, just loosely thread them in, as we're going to need to play in a later step. Now we'll take our over-the-bed base rails and you're going to pre-assemble those on your fifth wheel assembly. Now those just are held on by the pins that slide through. That's it. To get it secured to the bed, we need to have it fully assembled and placed in the bed so we can use it as a template. Getting this in the bed is a bit of a task. It's extremely heavy and will likely require several people to help you lift it into the back of your truck bed. You'll now want to make sure that it's centered left to right and that it's the appropriate distance from the back of your bed forward. You'll want to refer to your instructions to ensure you have the appropriate measurement for your bed, as it's going to vary depending on the length of your bed. Next, we'll take a 5/8" drill bit. We're going to go through the hole that's 1 in from the outside on our rail, and we're going to drill a hole down from the top to the bottom. You want to make sure that there's nothing below that you're going to damage, so just take a peek down there, and if there's anything you need to move, move it out of the way. Once you've got this hole drilled out, we'll then take one of the large carriage bolts that come in the kit. We're going to drop it down through our hole, and this will help keep it from moving around on us while we drill out the rest of our holes. Now with the rest of our holes drilled out, we'll take our bolts. We're going to slide them down through the hole, but we want to make sure that when they go down, they also go through the spacer here and here. This one is going to go between our raised portion here to keep from crushing the bed. So we're going to slide that underneath. Then we'll take our black spacers. This is going to slide all the way across. And we're now going to put our bolt down through all of those. We're going to repeat that for the 3 remaining bolts. You may have to adjust your side bracket to get the bolt to drop all the way down. On the bottom side now, we're going to thread our flange nuts on. And we're going to do this for each bolt that we push down through. On your passenger side, the rear bolt is going to be below this heat shield here. So you can either remove it, or you can just bend it down out of the way, and we can bend it back up when we're done.
It's a tight fit. You may have to push the bolt up a bit to get it started.
Now using a 15/16 wrench or socket, tighten down all of your hardware. We're going to start with the ones on the bottom first and then do the sides. Now we'll go back and torque down all of our hardware to the specifications in our instructions. Due to it being such a tight fit, the bolts that go underneath the bed, you're going to need a crow's foot in order to torque those down. Just like all of our other sockets and sizes, you're going to use a 15/16. We'll also tighten and torque the side of our rails. With everything torqued down, we're all set. We're ready to hook up our fifth wheel and hit the road.
And that completes our installation of Demco's Hijacker Premier Series above bed base rails on our 2016 Chevrolet Silverado 2500.